Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I'm super excited about this one because I've been waiting for this day for months and months and it is finally here. I am looking to completely change, or well, change to quite a large degree, my bike position. There are a few reasons for this. Number one, I've had this bike now for just over a year and I've never quite felt 100% comfortable on it. Before this bike, I had the Giant Trinity, which I know I slagged off quite a bit because it is, there's quite a few things wrong with it. That's what I found from, 5-6 years of using it. However, the fit was actually fantastic on the Trinity. On the Argon, I find that the top tube is just slightly too short for me, and I always feel a little bit too cramped. The issue is then, when I'm out racing, I'm not able to get into a super aero position. I never feel 100% comfortable. And this is the thing, with pro racing now, you don't have any room for error. You don't have any room for mistakes, and you need to optimize every little opportunity that you can. And I'm looking at all these different things because the first part of this season hasn't necessarily gone well for loads of different reasons, but I want to be as competitive as I possibly can be. I'm looking at all these different areas. On the bike, yes, you obviously need a nice bike, a good bike, but a good bike position as well that's comfortable and aerodynamic is going to help so much. And I've just never been 100% on this bike until, fingers crossed, right now with this new product that I've got. So you may be looking at this stuff and thinking, what the bloody hell is this? Well, this is an adapter kind of accessory kit from a company called RideSync. Now, RideSync are an Australian-based company and they do a lot of cockpit accessories, poles, clamps, all of this stuff to make you essentially as aero as possible and as comfortable as possible. I've been wanting to go a little bit further forward on the bike for some time now and get a little bit narrower while also having a BTA mount. And I've been struggling. I've mentioned it a few times on Instagram, and one of the followers, Tim Reeve, shout out to you, mate. He's got the same bike as me. He wants to do exactly the same. He's based in Australia. He contacted RideSync. He's gone through all the designs with them, and he sorted this out. And all I had to do was pay for it, which is great. So this is absolutely fantastic. And this essentially should really help out with my position. The awesome thing about this is it's pretty much like a bespoke bit of kit. There's only 2 of these that have been made. Tim's got one and I've got one. Whether they put it on the website or not, I'm not 100% sure, but it's just really cool that RideSync will actually open to creating pretty much a bespoke product for just like 2 people out there. Yeah, pretty awesome. So yeah, I appreciate that massively. And now it's time to get this on and see what it looks like. Now, of course, when it comes to bike fitting and getting comfortable and aero on the bike, you do need someone who knows what they're talking about. I kind of have an idea of what it should look like, what it should feel like, and so I'm going to get myself to a degree that I feel comfortable with. However, after this, I will be getting a professional bike fit and I will be doing some aero testing as well to make sure that I'm completely optimizing this new setup. So here we have it. This is essentially what it will look like, which I'm super excited about. I mean, you can see how close the elbows can go. They can go even closer than that. And then essentially what you can do is you can send them your measurements and they will make a 3D printed version with a bottle mount in between. Now for the next race, I doubt I'm gonna have time to do that because I do want to test with this thing how narrow I can go while feeling still comfortable and still in control. So I may have to bodge a between the arm mount with a couple of zip ties, but we've done that before and it's worked semi-okay. So yeah, let's get this on the bike now and actually see what it looks like. Always at this point I think, maybe I should have got someone to do this for me. What a mess. So here we are. Here's what it looks like. Still cables to run and lots of other bits to do and maybe test these poles out. But so far, look how cool that is. And look, so essentially my elbow was kind of like in between, in the middle of the spacer, whereas now it's going to be at the front of the spacer, which is awesome. You can put these pads further forward, you can put them further back. I'm going to play around with it, see what it's like, but just the fact I've got a lot more versatility with it, and it's just going to be, hopefully, a far nicer position for me. As you can imagine, that's not meant to be like that. Essentially, I don't have the bits that you twist and expand, so these can sit in there. Essentially, that's obviously what they'll look like, but I don't have the sections for that, so I'm going to have to get those, and right now they're dangling. Not a problem on the turbo, but definitely need to get it sorted. Now, what I was meant to do was do this, have a 2-hour ride, and then go to the gym. The issue is, like I've mentioned, I've been fannying about for such a long time that I don't have that time to do a bike ride now. So I'm gonna have a little spin, see what it's like, and then go to the gym, do a proper ride on it tomorrow. And as you can also tell, I haven't cleaned up at all in here. It's absolutely shocking, this place. But yeah, actually there's no but, I don't have an excuse, it's embarrassing. But how cool does that look? Man, that looks so much better. I'm gonna try and zip tie a bottle in there. So essentially it will sit behind my elbows slightly. Might not be as rapid because you'll have the end of the bottle there, which will kind of, yeah, be a little bit slower maybe, but it's not gonna make a huge difference. But then it means I can have a bottle there, be nice and convenient. That little bodge will look perhaps a little bit ridiculous, but if it works, doesn't it? So you'll have to excuse the pasty body, but yeah, we're gonna get on, see what this looks like. Now, you probably will have seen a lot of athletes are like adopting this position where your arms are further forward, and it is definitely quicker. I'm looking forward to getting some sort of proper aero testing and aero numbers behind it. The issue is, the further forward you go, the more pressure it puts on your core stability, because in essence, if you think about doing a plank, if you do a plank like that with a 90-degree bend in your elbow, it's not that it's easy, but it's easier than if you try to do a plank when your arms are like that. It becomes very difficult when you need to have good core stability. It's something that I work a lot with Tom Crudgington at Body Development, so my core is getting a lot stronger, but I've always wanted to go a little bit further forward on this bike. Like I mentioned, I always felt pretty cramped when the pads were like back here, and I was always at the front of the pads, not utilising the whole section of pads. Whereas here, right now, obviously it's going to take me a little bit of time to get used to this position, and maybe not the best thing to do a couple of weeks before one of the biggest races of your life, but hey, we're here for a good time, not a long time, so sometimes you've got to risk things. But I'm going to now be utilising the whole of this pad. I can go even further forward. I don't necessarily want to do that unless I can sustainably hold the position and there's actually aero benefit. But right now, sitting in this position like this feels absolutely fantastic. Obviously this is on the turbo, controlled environment. Out on the road it may be different, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how we go with this. Maybe I'll tilt it up a little bit more to get 20 degrees rather than 15, but we'll see how we go. Now, just because the camera is rolling, I thought it'd be interesting to see what it looks like with the helmet on. Obviously a position, you know, can be good with that helmet, but then if the helmet doesn't necessarily fit that position, it can be a little bit pointless. Wow, I look like such a mug, don't I? I have no idea what that looks like. It may look absolutely crap. Can't wait to the edit. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. New position. Really looking forward to this. Same sort of position, it's just a little bit extended further forward. Really looking forward to testing this position out, really getting it dialed ahead of the Challenge Champs next weekend. And there's some other really exciting things coming up in the pipeline, some really exciting videos, so stay tuned. Thanks so much for watching, thanks so much for supporting. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done already, and I'll see you guys in the next video.